Continuing the conversation with Kelly Barner on Veteran Stand Up about procurement. Well, Kelly, what's your advice to veteran entrepreneurs? A lot of them form companies. Should they sell to businesses, and what do they do? How do you actually go about doing that?
So absolutely, veteran entrepreneurs should 100% look to sell to companies. Many of the most effective entrepreneurs in the market right now have some type of military service in their background. And so just around being successful, around getting to run your own world, right? Have some sort of independence around how you earn your living. Absolutely, they should. Now, what you want to be aware of is, first of all, you have to be certified. But then once you have that certification, you can't think of that as sort of like a silver bullet to helping grow your business. You have to take that certification and then absolutely make it work for you. Make sure it's listed on your website. Make sure that if the certification organization you choose to work through offers mixers or networking events, participate in those. You can open the door potentially with a certification, but your business value is going to have to hold that door open once you've got people's attention. So it's really kind of a 1-2 punch. Get the certification that proves you have the status that you're talking about, but then leverage it to your advantage. Figure out where in your sales cycle it makes the biggest difference with your specific customers.
And what about expectations? I mean, just as you point out, having the certificate doesn't mean you're going to get millions of dollars of business. What's a good expectation view?
So here's an interesting stat that I have for you from the 2022 State of Supplier Diversity Report. 54% of businesses that are buying from certified diverse suppliers, and that would include veteran-owned businesses, consider it important or highly encourage that you consider certified diverse suppliers, but they don't actually mandate selecting them, which means just about half of the time, the person in procurement or the buyer that you're talking to is going to earn their thumbs up from the company just for even looking at you. So you have to try to figure out very quickly in the sales process which of these companies are just looking at you to check a box, unfortunately, which is an overly common practice, and which of these companies really will benefit from your unique value proposition and truly do intend to work with you. You only have so much time and so many resources, and you want to make sure you're focusing that on the most likely deals that you're going to win. So try to figure that out very quickly. Is this a box check situation, or is this a deal you might actually win?
Now, one of the common things is if you're successful, right, you can actually grow out of the veteran program. Tell us about that.
This is actually really interesting, and it's a little quirk that I don't think gets talked about often enough, especially when you're talking about corporations buying from certified diverse suppliers that are smaller than them. Of course, the ultimate goal is to help those smaller businesses grow so that they can be successful, hire more people, have more economic impact. But a lot of times on the growth curve of a company, it makes good sense to accept investment. And one of the things that you need to be careful of is that if, in this case, you're a veteran who owns the business, you don't dilute your ownership such that you lose your certification status. So if you have friends and family stock, if you bring in VC capital, and it actually takes you down below 50% ownership of the company, you may be veteran owned at that point, but you will no longer be certified veteran owned. And there are actually some very visible companies out there that all of us, even from a branding standpoint, associate with the veteran community. And yet they can employ veterans, be, run by veterans, but they don't have that certification status because and it's a situation every company has to decide on their own, but they've accepted investment to help them grow such that they can no longer maintain the certification.
Well, that's fascinating to know, and I'm sure people want to learn more. How can they follow you and keep up on your content?
I would recommend that the best way to get in touch and to keep up with my content is to find me on LinkedIn. Just search for Kelly Barner. You'll find all kinds of information, procurement, supply chain, lots of supplier diversity content. If you like what you see, you can subscribe to my newsletter. You can follow me. And actually, what I would like best, if you saw this and you found benefit from the segment, drop me a note and ask me to connect, because I love to hear from veterans that are actually working and building their businesses through supplier diversity programs.
Great. Well, thank you for that. And if they ask you good questions, we'll do a follow-up segment on frequently asked questions based on the response.
I'm sure they will, Paul. Thank you so much.
Thank you.